So if at the beginning of the year you made some New Year's resolutions, or maybe you had some goals, I have 2 words for you: lock in. We are halfway through 2026, and in this video, I want to share with you how I reevaluate my own personal goals, some of the questions that I ask myself, and then how I formulate a game plan in order that I can achieve my goals that I set out at the beginning of the year. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So when it comes to reevaluating my goals, there's a couple questions that I like to ask myself. The first one is, what were my goals? And then the second one is, are they still worth pursuing? So here at the back of my yearly planner, I have at the very back the goals that I set out for 2026. And they were very simple. I said, hey, I want to be found faithful in reading, and I want to read 36 books. I want to be faithful in exercise, and I want to reach 155 pounds. I want to be faithful in my quiet time, spending time with God, and I want to finish my 52-week long devotional. I want to be faithful in my ministry of digital witness on YouTube, so this channel right here, and I want to post 52 YouTube videos. I have to ask myself, here are my goals, but are they still worth pursuing? And when I reflect on it, when I say, hey, I want to be found faithful in everyday life, which is the whole purpose of this channel, then all of these areas I want to continue to be faithful in. And so for me personally, these are still worth pursuing. So with that out of the way, right? We're 6 months into this journey. We still have 6 months to go. What am I going to do? How am I going to achieve these goals? So before we can move on and create a game plan for the next 6 months, we actually have to look back at the past 6 months and say, hey, what did we accomplish in the past 6 months? What are the things that we can celebrate? And then what are the things that we might need to make changes on? And so for each of these 4 areas, I have kind of an update of how things have gone for me. So for my first area of reading, I wanted to read 36 books by the end of the year. And so far, I'm currently at 20 books out of 36 books. So we're actually ahead of schedule by maybe a couple of books. But what I discovered as I was looking at my tracker, so every month from January, February, March, April, May, and June, what I've noticed is that I have been reading more, but the books that I'm reading have been getting longer and longer. And so I have to anticipate that and make adjustments in order that I can read 16 more books by the end of the year. And so it's not just being mindful of what I'm reading, but it's being mindful of the length of how long those books are. And so I might need to put more on audiobook because I spend a lot of time commuting, or I might need to get the digital version because I realize that I read more when I'm on my Kindle than when I'm reading physical books. Okay, so that's the first goal. How about daily exercise? I want to reach 155 pounds. So right now, my current weight is 165, and my goal is to hit 155. So I'm about 10 pounds off. Now, here's the thing. I actually hit my goal in March. I hit 155, but ever since vacation in June, I've slowly gotten back up to 155. So I'm ballooning, but that's because I haven't been in a regular routine. I haven't been eating my regular food that I've been eating since January, and I just have been more lackadaisical because it's vacation time. I wanted to enjoy it. I wanted to be present with my family. I wanted to eat the incredible food while we were on the beach. And so with that being said, I know that if I want to hit and lose these 10 pounds over the next 6 months, I need to lock back in. My third area, when it comes to quiet time, I'm doing fantastic because I'm on track. So this is for my 52-week devotional. We are currently on week 29, and I'm on week 29. And so this one, I'm not too worried about because I set the bar low because I wanted to be consistent. I wanted a more focused weekly quiet time. And so I'm able to hit that because of the level of the goal that I set myself. And then lastly, I have my digital witness, which is to post 52 YouTube videos. Now, guess what? So far, since January, we've posted 16 long-form videos, but I've also posted 79 shorts. And so in total, that's 95 videos, and I've already hit the 52 YouTube videos that I set out for. Now, I could say, hey, I want it to be 52 long form videos, but I never specified that here in the goal. And so for all intents and purposes, I did hit my goal. What I want and desire now is to just be found faithful by making the weekly videos for you guys, answering the questions that you have for us on this channel. And so if you have any specific interest, or maybe you have some questions about the kind of content that I'm creating, please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to make some videos around those ideas. That's pretty much it. That's the things that I can celebrate and some of the changes that I know I need to make. And so now the question is, okay, what's the game plan? And so for that, let's switch over to the other camera angle. So just to recap what we talked about, there are a few questions that you need to ask yourself when you're reevaluating your goals. The first one is, what are the goals that you have, and are they still worth pursuing? Then you need to ask yourself, over the past 6 months, what were the things that I can celebrate? And then what are the things that I might need to make changes on in order to accomplish them within the next 6 months? And then from there, we can do what we're going to do now, which is make a game plan. So the best way that I can explain this for you is by showing you what I do for myself. I already showed you, hey, I accomplished this goal when it comes to doing my digital witness, making 52 videos. And so I'm not really going to put much effort in the next 6 months. Now I'm still going to be consistent. I'm still going to keep those habits in making weekly videos, but it's not really going to be on the forefront of my attention when it comes to like mental power and creating a game plan around it. We already hit the goal. My quiet time, this thing is gonna do it on its own. I just needed a goal. I put out the 52 weeks and we're on track. So I'm not gonna give much attention when it comes to creating a game plan. But the two areas that I know I need to give significant attention to is my reading goal, because even though I'm 2 books ahead of schedule, I still know that with the length of the books that I'm reading, I need a more intentional game plan. And then with exercise, if I really want to keep those 10 pounds off, I know that I need to get into a rhythm. I need to create some structure around these goals. So what is the game plan? How are we going to accomplish these goals? There's this saying that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, which is why I'm making this extra effort halfway through the year to focus in on my exercise goal and my reading goal. So when it comes to my reading goal, there's a few things that I've put into place. When I'm in the car, I'm only going to listen to audiobooks. No more trying to listen to podcasts or listen to YouTube videos. It's just audiobooks. When I get into the office, I'm going to focus on prioritizing my reading, my professional development reading books that I have in place. I'm going to focus on that at the beginning of the workday. And lastly, I'm going to pick the books that I want to read for the rest of the year, so that way I know what books I have on the docket. I'm not guessing. I'm not switching books last minute. I have a set of books that I'm going to read, and that just gives me a better picture of where I'm headed. Now for my exercise goal, I know that in order to get off these 10 pounds, I need structure. I need consistency. Some of the things that I've put into place is that I downloaded again and purchased for $20 for the year Parrot Pal, which is a calorie tracking app. So I'm going to use that again. I'm going to prioritize at least walking 10,000 steps a day in order to just get my body moving. And then I'm going to prioritize jujitsu. That's been my main form of exercise for the past year. And so just focusing on getting in at least 3 training sessions a week. And I know I can knock off these 10 pounds. I just need to be consistent, honest, and keep it simple. And so that's it for me. Now, the question that you have to ask yourself is, how are you doing on your goals? Are you doing good? Are you struggling through them? I want to encourage you, whether you're doing really good or you're doing really bad, lock in. Take the time right now to go through your goals, reevaluate them. What are the things that you can celebrate? What are the changes that you need to make? And then make a game plan. You will thank yourself for it, because at the end of the year, because you did this check-in right here, halfway through the year, I believe you'll be able to achieve your goals by the end of the year. So down in the comments, let me know, what are the goals that you're going to be pursuing, you're going to be chasing after by the end of 2026, and what are the game plans? What is your game plan to accomplish that this year? Let me know down in the comments. Let's dialogue about it. If we can help each other out, that would be incredible. If you want to give input on some of the things that I've shared in this video, some of the goals that I have set out, please let me know down in the comments. You are welcome to engage with it. So that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want YouTube to recommend you a video from my channel, you can click here. If you want to know more about how I set my goals, you can check it out right here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, click right here. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.